was just the two of us after my father left. I don't think losing my father broke my mother's heart, but rather losing love itself. Her hands started shaking beyond her control. Just leaving the house was difficult.
I wonder if you can give me a hand here.
You're bleeding. Mom, this is Frank.
He was kind enough to offer me a ride.
We really can't help you.
Frankly, this needs to happen.
Josh, you get a lot of scripts. From the get-go, did you know you wanted to be involved in Labor Day?
Yeah, actually. It's very rare that happens for me, you know. A lot of times with W or something like that, you know, I go, well, why would I want to do that? You know, it didn't make any sense to me. Or how somebody saw that in me, you know. And this was more, I'd been wanting to work with Jason for a long time. Then once we decided to do it together, we started talking about Kate, and that was very important for me. So yeah, no, this was one of those things that I go, if they're okay with it, I would like to be involved.
And the opportunity to do a love story, had that ever come up before?
Obviously not, or apparently not, in anybody's mind. But it's something that you want to do. I just don't want to do personally, and maybe I will do it one day, but the idea of like going and doing a romantic comedy and trying to make as much money as possible, I didn't see it. I didn't see me doing it. Not that I think it's a bad thing to do. Now the more I talk about it, I'd like to try it just because I haven't.
Where do you want to go?
Your house.
Your perception of your character, Frank, from the time you read the script and Joyce Maynard's novel on which the movie is based, to actually shooting the movie, did your ideas of him change very much?
On any script, you start breaking it down, and it's more out of fear than anything else. And then I get together with Kate, and then I suddenly realize, all this stuff that I had planned and thought really doesn't work, because now I'm feeling a chemistry that, you know what I mean? So every moment, and then Jason's tweaking his thing and all that. So it's really just like juggling. And people they keep throwing in different balls and fruits and all that, and juggling gets harder, and then you lose a few. And so, you know, at the end of the day, you look at it and you just kind of pray that everything that you constructed works out okay.
You had written and directed a short movie called X, which was about an escaped convict.
It's pretty similar, actually, in a weird way.
Did it help?
I don't know if it helped. It made me want... I wish I would have done the full length of X, because I was given... Paul Haggis saw that short at one point and said, I want you to direct this and write it as a full length. He really liked it a lot. And then I never pursued it because I got involved in another script that I was going to direct of a play that I did. No, it didn't help, but I understood it better.
Frank Chambers, an inmate at Finchfield Prison, serving 18 years for murder.
I'd be grateful if you let me stay till nightfall.
Isn't it against the law to hide a fugitive?
If someone were to come by, it would need to look like I kidnapped you.
How do I know you won't hurt us? I'm stronger than you think.
I've never intentionally hurt anyone in my life.
In terms of playing Frank, while we like him, we also know that there's dark elements to him. Yeah. Was it hard to get the pitch of that just right?
Well, you play with it, and then hopefully he picks takes that, you know, are tonally correct, you know. But yes, we talked about it a lot, and, you know, before milestone moments in the film, like, you know, him grabbing her and somebody knocking at the door, and when that moment happens, you know, I think you want to feel right before then. That's where we really start to settle into the trust of this guy and the possibility of this romance happening, or everything at least being okay and not being violent.
I think people are going to be really impressed with your culinary skills on screen. How long did it take to get that pie right?
Well, I was hoping, because if the acting didn't work out, I wanted a backup, you know. So the pie making wasn't in the script in the beginning, but I thought my acting was so bad that I started cooking a lot at home, because I knew I was going to be fired at any moment. And then I started making pies, and they said, why don't we put this in the movie? You know, hence the pie scene.
I had read somewhere that years ago you had wanted to be a cook. Is that right?
I did. No, I did. I worked in a restaurant for 3.5 years, and I did want to be a cook. It's like acting. It's like photography and all. There's no way you could possibly master it. There's dishes that I've come up with from raising my kids that literally they had to hold their nose and eat it so you don't taste it, you know? And then there's other dishes I've come up with that are amazing that they still talk about.
I think this could be like a really good kind of philanthropic sideline for you.
Maybe.
You know?
The Worst and Best Food You've Ever Had by Josh Brolin.
You should definitely campaign, though, in the technical categories for the Oscars, maybe, if there's a best on-screen
The only
cooking.
1-star, 5-star restaurant you've ever been in.
There were two people who couldn't go out into the world, so they made a world with each other.
I'd take 20 more years just to have another 3 days with you.
I can't give you a family.
You already have.
Adele?
Are you a friend?
Just a handyman. We're gonna hit the road and never look back.
Well, withdrawing this quantity is a little suspicious.
All right, son. You want to tell me where you're going?
I came to save you, Adele.